Hey everyone, it is me, your nerdy best friend, and I wanted to point out some artificial intelligence that's appearing different places that we might not even be seeing because they're little itty bitty hints, but sometimes it's not just not in your face, and you may not know that you have access to some things that are just sitting there waiting to be used. So let's start with this document right here, this page right here. So here I have just a regular old automation page or whatever, first page of what I wrote. So down in the corner, I want you to look down. There is a tiny little icon, and I'm putting my cursor over it. There's a little tiny icon that has a little star on it. You are going to be looking for things that have little magic notes on it, little stars, little glitter, little exclamation points, different kind of things that will indicate that maybe artificial intelligence has been added to one of the features you know of. So I'm going to click this button. It's the Canva Assistant. Inside here, the first thing that comes up is Magic Write. Now, Magic Write will give you that Chat GPT type of opening. Says, hey, what do you want to write? And it'll just write it for you. Now, watch what happens when I click into text that I've already written. I can come over here with Magic Write, and now the options change. We have summarize the text, expand it, rewrite it, or edit it with Magic Write. So I'll try summarize, well, I'll try expand it. And so it is now using artificial intelligence to help me rewrite this. Now, Canvas are fairly basic, right? It doesn't have a lot of features to it. But when you're just trying to come up, maybe you've got too few words, maybe you need more ideas, maybe you just want it to write a first draft for you, you can put this in there. So it just changed that. So I'm going to undo that. Now, that is one thing that Canva can do. There are several other things that Canva is doing that I wanted to share with you. Before we go on, take a look down there again. Generated with AI using Canva Magic Write. It says it's new and improving, and please check the accuracy. That's translated, this may suck. So know that this is still all experimental, but it is built into here. Another thing I want you to indicate, to look at, I personally benefit from a pro version of Canva more than almost any other technology I use. And it's like $14 a month. It's the best money I spend. But if you're on the free version, you have to watch for this. So there is it's tiny little crown on all of these features. And what that tiny little crown does is say, hey, you have to be upgraded to do it. But some things they're doing don't have the tiny crown yet. Another thing, and this is not really artificial intelligence, but you can now see that it'll suggest graphics that match your design and photos that match your design, and it can do suggested fonts, all these kind of things. And that's part of their Canva Assistant tool that they rolled out, but the artificial intelligence is mostly what we're talking about today. All right, so let me come over here and show you what's on the other side. All right, now let's look at another category where you're going to find some artificial intelligence. Now, keep in mind that Canva is about to make some announcements about more artificial intelligence tools that it's going to put in there. I just saw it. It says they're coming out soon. It doesn't really matter. They're always going to be adding things. I want you to just look at the places where you can find these things to find that magic that may be right in front of your eyes that you haven't seen. So, the next area is in apps. If you look down at over there, there is a whole list of tiny icons, and one of them says apps. And when you look and you click on apps, you get a whole menu of all kinds of things you can integrate. But Canva itself also has a bunch of apps that it offers. So, popular, here we go. Describe the image you want and we'll create it for you. So, I'm going to put cat working at a computer because that's kind of my go-to for graphics, and click enter. Now, I'm not really sure whether Canva is these days charging a little bit for this or limiting the free version. I have the paid version, and so it comes in and I have it. I am looking here. It says report the images. Oh, way down at the bottom, very tiny. It says use one of 497 credits refreshes next in just a few days. So you get 498 credits a month or something to make these. I'm not really sure. So, but here we have a bunch of cat pictures that I can just click on and use. Again, I'm not really sure. I don't think I'd use that picture, but I'm not really sure what they're charging for that. It may be still free because it's still in beta, or they may be charging for it soon. Let's do now another secret artificial intelligence tool. I'm going to go over here to Elements because that's where they put all the pictures and graphics. And I'm going to start off with a cat with computer. These will give me all kinds of images. This is another reason why I love paying for the deluxe version of Canva because I get tons of images, tons of graphics, tons of video, audio. Everything is all included rather than me having to source it from different places or just make do with the free stuff. So here are the photos. I'm going to look, see all. And there's a whole bunch of cats working at computers. So I am going to click on this one. This one is a premium picture. And we have a cat sitting next to a computer with a blank screen. And then we have a lovely package of, what are those, pencils in a container. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger there. We've got a lovely package of pencils in a container, lovely container. So I don't want those. I want flowers. I want a flower vase. So I'm going to click up here to the Magic Edit Photo. Now, Edit Photo used to be just like change the filter, but no, that's where they've hidden a lot of different AI tools. And the very tiny indication on there, it's got the crown on the magic eraser and the background eraser because those are both premium, but it still says beta on the Magic Edit. So that one is free for everybody. So I'm going to click Magic Edit. And what that does is it brings up this image and I can now change things in the image. Now, this is coming to even some phones. This is artificial intelligence that a lot of people are going to be able to use, which is one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why I say verify everything you see because everything may be fake. All right. So the first thing it's going to give me is a brush. Now my cursor is highlighted, but it's also now a brush. And I'm going to come over here and just do this wonderful container of pencils. And I'm going to brush all the way over it, which means that I'm going to change the place where that is right there. Now, all this is a little bit clumsy, and I don't do a really good job at doing these, but let's just change that out. All right. So I've highlighted something that I don't like and I want to change. And then I'm going to go continue. Now, with continue, you can describe what you would rather have that in its place. Now, it's so funny because it says need inspiration, look like marble at a mermaid tattoo, at a vase. I would never add a mermaid tattoo to a cat working at a computer, so some of these things are kind of silly. But I actually want to add a vase with beautiful flowers. But let me say add a vase with daisies. There we go. Add a vase with daisies, and then I'm going to click generate. Now, I could have just clicked on the one that says add a vase with beautiful flowers, and it does it for me, but I wrote it myself. So I'm going to click generate. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to use that space, use the background from that space, use the image area of that space, and reconfigure it to make it what you want. It's going to take, again, a few seconds. This one is the beta, so they're still working on it. And this one still is free. All right, here we come. Just a second. There we go. So it used artificial intelligence to generate that image, and I can just pick on the one I want. Kind of like that one, kind of like that one. Now, you notice here's a mistake I make all the time. I cut out that pencil and I kept it in that little box, right? If I had done a bigger area, it would have put a bigger vase of flowers. Right now we have a miniature vase of flowers, but maybe the perspective's off because that's a really big cat right now. It looks big. But I can go done, I like that one. I can go done, and now I have replaced in that image an element. Now you can do a lot of this. You can also, it also put the background remover. So I'm going to use background remover instead to show you, because with graphics, you can do one or the other. And look, in just a second, it immediately took out the background. Now this was an easy background because the background was just a clean wall. Some of them are really hard, and some of them, it doesn't work, and you're supposed to like draw it in, and I can never get it right. But this was nice and clean, so if I wanted to, like, I probably need to change the background of this. If I wanted to change these elements or whatever, I could go back to edit that photo, and then with the background image, I could, like, put little pieces there, but I am not good at this, right? I'll show the original image, and maybe it doesn't have the shadow as much. I don't know. It just wasn't very good for me. So these don't work as well for me as some other background image remover tools, but it is in there. So that is 3 different things, artificial intelligence built into Canva, that is like hidden in front of our eyes, that you can use right away, especially if you have the pro version. Look for those little sparkles. Look for the word magic. Look for things that kind of sparkle when you use them, because those will have extra things. And every time they make an announcement, they're going to show you where these things are. Before we go, I forgot about one of the ones that was added fairly recently. Canva has buried in there, somewhere hidden, a tool called Sounddraw, and Sounddraw will let you create artificially intelligently created custom audio. I'm going to show you, I've never had a lot of luck for getting the sound I like. I just go and get clips rather than trying to mess with this. But I'll show you where it is just in case you want to try it, and it's going to get better. So I clicked on apps again, and then I'm going to search for Sounddraw. There are hundreds of apps, and a lot of different AI tools are integrating into here. And that's a whole other video. But here is Sounddraw, which is integrated. And here is choose the style, and that's what's going to generate audio for you. Let me show you how you can make your own music. They've got a whole bunch of different styles there that you can just start from, like acoustic, and it is already put in there, and then you can kind of modify it where you want it. Like if you want the second part to be a little hotter, a little more mellow, whatever you want. Right? Yeah. That kind of thing. All right, but that's all generated artificially. All right, you need to be quiet now. You need to be quiet now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do one from scratch. You go choose the style, and I will go with country. And then I'm going to click down here, and I'm going to go comedy country and cinematic comedy country. And length, I'm going to go 15 seconds. All right, now it's going to generate something just for me. And it does take a few seconds to generate, so we'll just wait. Oh, very few seconds. All right, this is all mine, brand new. So you can see I can actually duplicate a part, and I kind of like that one better. So I can make it quiet, I can make it mid, I can do the outro, I can take out a part, make it shorter. And that's it. Very quickly. Do it all by myself. There we go. Just whatever you need. I've never had a lot of luck getting the music I want. Maybe I'm just not creative enough or something like that. But it does help when you have these options to just do a little thing, and it's only going to get better. That are That's several things that you can do inside Canva that are just sitting there waiting for you to use them. And I bet you didn't even know about them. And I hope you discovered new things. And I want you to start watching for those sparkly little things inside the apps you use every day. Those little notifications that shows you that there is AI embedded in this. Until next time, this is your nerdy best friend saying, nerd on.